Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here because we have a really fantastic dual mission today. We aren't just going to unlock some of the coolest secrets of nature, but we're also going to learn some powerful new English words along the way. So get comfortable and prepare to embark on a truly amazing journey. Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever looked out your window right after a rainstorm, watched a tiny puddle dry up, and wondered, where exactly do those water drops go? Well, I want you to imagine the epic, hidden adventure of a single tiny drop of water. You see, it doesn't just disappear. No way. It goes on a massive worldwide road trip. As our source material outlines, today we're meeting a tiny water drop to learn all about its amazing journey, which is called the water cycle. Think of this water drop as our brave little hero. This hero is setting off on a never-ending cycle that literally protects our beautiful planet and, keeps absolutely everything alive. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this adventure actually happens in 4 distinct stages. We've got 1, evaporation, 2, condensation, 3, precipitation, and 4, collection. So let's break these down step by step and learn some great vocabulary while we're at it. Starting right at the beginning with stage 1, evaporation. Our hero's journey kicks off right here, transforming into our very first vocabulary word, which is vapor. Vapor is simply water in gas form. I'll say it one more time, just so we have it, vapor. So instead of a liquid drop that you can hold in your hand, it becomes this incredibly light, invisible gas. But, how does this actually happen? Well, it happens through heat. Heat is the energy that makes things warm. It's essentially the driving force, the main engine behind this entire journey. The incredible energy from the sun beams down, warms up that liquid water, and triggers this magical transformation. So, the crucial point is our next word, rise. To rise means to move upward. Once the water becomes vapor, because of all that heat from the sun, our tiny, brave drop leaves the ground and travels all the way up into the vast open sky. Which brings us right into stage 2, condensation. Now, high up in the sky, the air gets much, much colder, which brings us to the word condense, meaning to change from a gas back into a liquid. Our hero transforms yet again, turning from that invisible vapor right back into a tiny liquid water drop. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that when all those drops group together through teamwork, it results in cloud formation. That is exactly how those big, fluffy white clouds you see floating above us are actually born. And the crazy thing is, it all starts with something tiny. Tiny simply means very small. It's pretty incredible to think about, right? Even though a single water drop is incredibly small, like truly tiny, when they all work together up in the sky, they create these massive, beautiful, sky-filling clouds. Moving right along to stage 3, precipitation. As those clouds get fuller and fuller, our hero prepares to make a return home through precipitation. It sounds like a really complex scientific word, but honestly, it's simply the term for rain, snow, or any water tumbling out of the sky. So why does precipitation happen? Well, because the cloud becomes heavy. Heavy means having a lot of weight. The cloud just gets so absolutely packed with these tiny water drops that it becomes completely weighted down. It literally can't hold on to them in the sky anymore. And so, the water drops return. To return means to come back. You can kind of think of this step as a joyful homecoming. Gravity takes over, and our hero, along with millions of its friends, falls rapidly back down to the earth below as rain or snow. And finally, we reach stage 4, collection. The homecoming is officially complete as our drops collect, meaning to gather together. Just picture millions of drops reunifying to rest, gathering in these rushing rivers, deep lakes, and vast oceans all across the globe. A really big chunk of this collected water becomes fresh water, which is clean water we can use. This is exactly what animals drink, what plants need to grow, and what we humans absolutely rely on to survive every single day. And this brilliantly illustrates our next word, resource, which is something valuable we need. Because it is so vital, water is our planet's most precious resource. But this actually brings us to a bit of a conflict in our hero's story. As our source material outlines, there is a real tension right now between nature's beautiful balance, which is the natural water cycle we just learned about, and the disturbance of global warming. The text notes that our Earth is becoming warmer, And these rising temperatures can disturb established rainfall patterns, melt glaciers, and ultimately create serious problems for the very water cycle our tiny drop relies on. But here is where you become an active ally to our tiny water drop. The source provides 4 specific, actionable things we can do to help maintain nature's balance. We can plant trees, we can save electricity, we can consciously save water in our daily lives, and we can reduce our waste. Because truly, every drop of water matters. Every small action can protect our planet. It's such an inspiring reminder that just like those tiny drops grouping together to make a giant cloud, our small actions really do stack up to defend our natural resources. So, the ultimate takeaway from the source material is this: learn new words, understand nature, and become a little earth protector every day. You've mastered some amazing vocabulary today, like evaporation and precipitation, and you've learned exactly how our planet's natural balance works. I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to take away from today's explainer. Now that you know the amazing, epic journey of the little water drop, what small action will you take today to protect it? Think about it, step away from the screen, and let's keep that cycle flowing. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.